is going on, everybody? It is your boy Arrows here, and we got more card game content. I don't know why that sounded like Mario, Super Mario. But we're looking at, as we're now in our Random Jafar format, we are now going into, we're what, 2 months away from 2.5 months away from Fabled and rotation. If you guys do not know, Lorcana is rotating when Fabled releases August 29th. Pardon me. And we are rotating to a Shimmering Skies on format, which is going to include Shimmering Skies, Azurite Sea, Arcasia's Island, Reign of Jafar, Fabled, and we'll be getting rid of sets 1 through 4. So what I thought would be really cool is talk about each set in depth, one of the sets that are being rotated, and what cards I think you can almost guarantee are or have a high chance of being being rotated back into the format in Fabled specifically. We're not going to be talking about the sets that are going down, that are going to be going down, but specifically what I think is going to come back in Fabled. Because I might have misunderstood, but I don't know if we're getting these reprints all in one set or if they're going to be sprinkled throughout the next sets that follow, Whisper in the Well and whatever the first set of 2026 is going to be called. So these are the cards that I think you can guaranteed are going to be getting a reprint in Fabled. So at the time of making this list, though, so before we're going to get into it, we're starting with Ariel Spectacular Singer. So when I made this list and to record this video initially, I was 100% sure that this card was going to see a reprint in Fabled. But they released a bunch of product information for Fabled over the past couple days, and the other Ariel, the Singer 7 from Ursula's Return? Yes, from Ursula's Return is being reprinted in one of the starter decks. So I still feel like this card is going to be reprinted in Fabled, but I'm not as 100% certain about it as I was before. So with that being said, why do I think Ariel is going to be reprinted? She's a Singer 5 that lets you look for songs. I think she is one of the most predominant cards from set 1. Honestly, she, outside of the one other card on this list, she's one of the only good Amber cards from set 1. I think she comes in. If you're playing any kind of song-based deck, whether it be madrigals, whether it be steel songs, whether it be emerald, amber, discard, you're playing this card because you need to search those cards. Now, amber, emerald, discard pretty much all dies to rotation. It loses the entire deck. But steel songs potentially could go on, and madrigals are going to be huge in this post rotation, and in Reign of Jafar, because they are able to do so much more stuff with songs. I feel like Ariel's going to see a reprint. I'm not as 100% sure about her because we just got note of the reprint of the Singer 7, but I still think you can see her. This is the card that I think you could 100% go to Vegas, put a bet on, if they bet on stuff like that in Vegas, for a guaranteed reprint for 2 reasons. One, she is the only, it shows her a little bit cheaper. These are American prices, but like in Canada, she's not this cheap. She is one of the only set 1 cards that has not come down in price. If you look at some of the other cards from set 1, some of the other legendaries, they've all dropped a decent amount in price except for her. She's the only one that stayed as high, like really, really expensive. Here in Canada, she ranges still at about $70. These are obviously American prices, TCG player. Still raised about $70, 70, 75. She is a really good card. That's the other thing. She is a really good card. If you are playing Amber and you have access to her, you're playing her. Amber anything, you're playing this card because she's really good. She lets you draw a card for every card removed this game way. Depending on how reprints go, a lot of other Amber based decks lose a lot of card draw. So I definitely feel like Rapunzel gifted with healing is going to be reprinted. Maui, I feel like this Maui's gonna see a reprint. He's just a really good card. He's a really good card. He's actually pretty fair and balanced. He comes out, he hits things really hard. He might die, he might get another hit in. I definitely feel like Maui is still a really good card, and I definitely feel like you can keep him in the format and it won't really hurt anything. He's still super good. We are getting a lot of cards that a lot more cards that do stuff for stuff that's exerted. I definitely feel like this Elsa could see a reprint in Fabled, or even going further. This is just a really good card. We're getting a lot more cool things that exert our opponent and stop them from reading. I think this fits in nicely with that format, and I think with the way that Blurple is going in the next format, I definitely feel like you can make a statement to have this Elsa stand. We're getting a lot more potential shift targets, really good shift targets for this card. I definitely think she's going to see a comeback, a reprint in Fabled. That's all I got for characters. Coming into actions, we have Fire the Cannons. It really feels like they're putting a lot in on pirates, and a lot of those pirates work with songs, actions that aren't songs that deal damage. So I definitely feel like this is a cheap, effective way to still make that deck very, very good. You can use this, restand a pirate, walk the plank, something, and you can do a lot. You can do a lot more with this card in that deck, and I think it's going to see a reprint. I'm not like, this is one of the ones that I think will more than likely, but I'm not 100% sure on, like I am on other cards on this list. Dragonfire, honestly, I feel like the main reason this will see a reprint is so that people can still use their cool enchanted versions of it. But other than that, it's a good card. Banished chosen character. I feel like we're gonna talk about this with two of our songs. I feel like cards that do things to an entire board will have a higher chance of getting a reprint, because without them, Ward is kind of a pain in the butt. So yeah, but I definitely think you're gonna see Dragonfire getting a reprint. We are getting a reprint of Maleficent Dragon, so I think it'd be really cool to reprint this as well. Songs are where I feel like we have the most reprintable options in set one. We're going to start with Friends on the other side. Again, we don't have there's not a lot of really strong draw options for Amethyst outside of Finders Keepers. Actually, I think that might be the only strong draw option for Amethyst, and obviously Genie. I feel like Friends on the other side, we'll see a reprint. It's just a good draw too. Madrigals love this. Other purple decks would rather have this over Finders Keepers because you can sing this. Finders Keepers gives you one more card, but it also costs 5. So I definitely feel like we'll see a reprint. Let It Go. We just got Into the Unknown, which does a similar effect to Let It Go. But other decks that match Sapphire, there's not really a lot of strong removal options unless you're red or steel. I definitely feel like this could see a reprint. For an extent, I wanted to put the Hades on here. That does pretty much the same thing, but I kind of forgot about it. So the Hades, I think, would be a really strong reprint target too. But I think Let It Go, definitely. It gives Sapphire players a way to get threats off the field without having to be only paired with Ruby and Steel. A Whole New World. It's just got this pretty new Worlds promo. Pretty new Worlds promo. That is like the main reason why I think it's going to come out, but also it's good draw. It lets you deal with a bad hand and get yourself a new hand. And in the process, it could mess your opponent up. We do get Beyond the Horizon, which does a similar thing, but you get draw less cards. I think A Whole New World will see a reprint. Talking about what we talked about on Dragonfire, grab your sword and by proxy, Be Prepared, I think, are strong candidates for reprints in Fabled, because there's not a lot. If you look at stuff that messes up your opponent's entire board in Steel and Ruby, and just in general from Shivering Skies going forward, there's not a lot. We got the new Maui and what's it called? And Reign of Jafar, but that has to die in order to do something. So by then it could be too late. I think that reprinting these two cards will keep the game healthy. Otherwise, we're going to get overrun by strong cards with Ward. Ward and Bodyguard could be really, really hard to get around in a post rotation without ways of dealing consistent damage to them. I feel like this is going to help with that, but more importantly, I feel like this will help with that. These two cards are, in my opinion, are fair and balanced. I didn't think this when I didn't think this when Be Prepared first came out, but now that we're like in like a going on a 2+ year card game, I definitely feel like these two cards are very balanced, and I think that they will keep a lot of decks in check and keep the game kind of like where it is now in a post rotation. And items, I only got the one. Fishbone Quill. Sapphire loses a lot of its extra ink. It's a lot of its ramp in post rotation. We lose one jump. We lose Mickey. We keep Tipo. Do we keep Tipo? Yes, we keep Tipo. We keep Azurite C, but we lose that like consistent ink, extra ink. So I think Fishbone Quill will be reprinted in Fabled or further on. I don't think that it's a guaranteed reprint in Fabled, but I definitely think we're going to see a reprint for it pretty early into our new rotation format. But let me know what you guys think. What else do you think from set 1 has the highest chance of seeing a reprint? I think these, what is that, 11? I think these 12 cards have the highest reprint potential in set 1. 13, because I should have put the Hades in here, and I forgot to. But I think these 12, 13 cards have the highest reprint potential in Fabled. Now, this is just set 1. We're going to do videos for set 2, 3, and 4 as well. But let me know what you guys think of our set 1 options. Is there anything I maybe missed in set 1 that you think will see a reprint? Obviously, we didn't count Stitch. We didn't count Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. And we didn't count Maleficent Dragon, because we already know those 3 cards are being reprinted in the next set. So, but let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like the video, ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted to when we post card game content. Follow me on the socials. And as always, friends, stay safe out there, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.